Cái con cái này nó mình bằng gì nó bị đền đạn nè đi cả là cái bằng xịn itu bisa tapi ini
Nggak tahu dan ada tadi jam 2 balik daftar.
Assalamualaikum Pak Rektor. Silakan mulai Sari. Sari, Pak Rektor ada.
Ya Bu Kiki moderatornya Prof.
Oh Pak Bu Kiki. Silakan Bu Kiki dimulai. Pak Rektor udah ada tuh.
Pak Rektor udah datang. Mulai lagi Prof. May I have your attention, please? Is it my voice clear, Prof? Jelas suara saya?
Cukup jelas.
Oh, okay. Okay, we will start our symposium in shortly, and please mute your microphone for interruption during the presentation. Good afternoon, everybody. Your Excellencies, Rector of Universitas Negeri Padang, Professor Genefri, as well as one of Editor-in-Chief of Jurnal Pendidikan Teknologi Kejuruan, JPTK, Head of Research Institute and Community Service, Professor Anton Khomeini, PhD, Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Associate Professor Krisma Dinata, PhD, Editor-in-Chief, Professor Dr. Mizwar Jalinus and Professor Ganefri, PhD, and the Honorable Speaker Associate Professor Dr. T. Z. Kiong from University Tun Hussein on Malaysia, lecturers, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen. It is my happiness to be your MC and also your moderator for this symposium, the first symposium organized by Jurnal Pendidikan Teknologi Kejuruan Universitas Negeri Padang. I am Assistant Professor Sri Rizky Putri Pirmandari, PhD, on behalf of the committees and also the journal. I would like to welcome you, the participants from various countries, Myanmar, Filipina, Kazakhstan, Ethiopia, and Vietnam to this symposium. To open the symposium, we are pleased to have Professor Ganefri, PhD, our rector, and also as well as the editor-in-chief of JPTK to deliver the opening speech. Professor Ganefri, please, you can deliver the opening speech. Thank you very much.
Baik, thank you.
Ya, Pak Rektor.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Sorry. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, the Honorable the Dean of Engineering Faculty, Dr. Krisma Dinata, the Honorable the Editor-in-Chief of Jurnal Pendidikan Teknologi Kejuruan, Prof. Dr. Nizwardi Jalinus, all lecturer, staff, and committee, thank you very much for your hard work in organizing this event. The special one of speaker, Dr. T. Z. Kiong from University Tun Hussein on Malaysia. Thank you for sharing your knowledge then. And all respectable attendees, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let us thank to Allah who has given us everything good so that today we can see each other virtually here to join this event. I give my big thanks and appreciation to the committee who have worked hard to hold this symposium. This event is the first JPTK International Symposium, which is presented by Jurnal Pendidikan Teknologi Kejuruan. For your information, it is an international journal which is dedicated to the improvement and dissemination of knowledge on TVET, engineering and technology media. In addition, Jurnal Pendidikan Teknologi Kejuruan publishes 4 issues a year, and it has been indexed by Sinta, Google Scholar, Garuda, Dimension, and Crossref. Therefore, for everyone who's qualified articles which fall within these areas, please don't hesitate to send them to Jurnal Pendidikan Teknologi Kejuruan for publication. Ladies and gentlemen, in this symposium, we will have an outstanding speaker from University Tun Hussein on Malaysia, Dr. T. He is going to present his paper entitled Employability Challenges Vocational College Graduates in the State of Johor. The paper contains updated knowledge that we can get new input and understanding from it. So, everyone, please follow the symposium well and improve in the insightful question and answer session. Last, I am as Director of Universitas Negeri Padang and also as an Editor-in-Chief of Jurnal Pendidikan dan Kejuruan. Once more, would like to welcome you all to this JPTK International Symposium and hope that this event will be beneficial to everybody. Now, I officially open the symposium by saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih banyak Pak Rektor. Thank you very much, Sir Professor Ganefri, for opening this symposium officially. Now we move to another agenda. Please welcome our speaker, Dr. T, to present his topics on employability challenge of vocational college graduate in the state of Johor. However, before Dr. T present his topic, I would like to introduce to you about the biography of Dr. T. I will share the biography. Associate Professor Dr. T. Z. Keong, or his nickname is Dr. T, is the head of Department of Global and Cooperation Malaysia, Research Institute for Vocational Education and Training, Batu Pahat, Johor, Malaysia. His highest academic degree is on PhD in Technical and Vocational Education, University Tun Hussein on Malaysia, UTHM, Malaysia. His research interests are thinking skills, thinking tools, self-instructional modular approach, learning styles, and inventive problem-solving skill. Dr. T also a registered technologist for the MBOT and TRIS Level 2 instructor for my TRIS. And also he has so many experience in journal managing as a chief editor for the Journal of Technology and Humanities, GTH, managing editor for GTED, and a member of editorial board for the Ajatel, Aspen, JPTK, and Jobs. Jadi Profesor Dr. T ini udah malang melintang di dunia perjurnalan dan juga merupakan salah satu editor in board, member editor board dari jurnal kita juga JPTK. This is the short biography of the Dr. T. Our professor, our honorable speakers is from UTHM. Now, Doctor, I would like to present you and allow you to present your topic on employability, the challenge. Please, Dr. T, please welcome our speakers, Dr. T, to present his topic.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kiki. Is my voice loud and clear to everyone?
Yes, your voice is clear.
Thank you very much. Again, thank you very much for Dr. Kiki's kind introduction. And again, I would like to send my highest appreciation to Prof. Ganefri, Rector of UMPE and JPTK, for inviting me to have this sharing session with all of you. Not forgetting Prof. Nis, Dr. Chris, Dr. Sukardi, and all the docents and ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to share my screen. Dr. Kiki, is my screen, my slide visible to? Yeah.
Your slide already visible.
Okay, let me make it to presentation mode. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. So without further ado, allow me to share this with all of you. We've entitled Employability Challenges of Vocational College KB Graduates in the State of Johor. I'm Dr. T. Z. Keong. So let's move to the following slides. For introduction, the main issue of this research is the current situation show that the problems including graduates not being considered for jobs and companies in the field of needing certain skills or abilities. And the findings of the preliminary study also prove that from both parties, the graduates 60%.
Ada saya mau ini yang beda sendiri yang warna oranye dulu. Makalah tentang
I'm sorry, Dr. T, there is interruption.
No problem. Let me continue. And
Technical problem.
from the lecturers side, 77%
Yes.
at the vocational colleges throughout the state of Johor agreed that the graduates have issues in the challenge of choosing a career after they graduate from the college. And the purpose of the study is to determine the difficulties experienced by the vocational college graduates in selecting job, aligning their studies program with the career, and figuring out the abilities that employers want depending on factors such as gender, study program after graduation. We have four main objectives of the study. Number one is to identify the difficulties in choosing a career for vocational college graduates in Johor State. The second objective is to identify the compatibility of study programs for careers. And number three is to find out the skill level that employers require of KV graduates. And lastly, to see the variations in career challenges, program compatibility, and industry skills that employers require. So let's move to the methods. This study uses a quantitative technique with a survey research design, a quantitative technique that is both descriptively and inferentially analyzed is used in this survey investigation. Research tools in the form of questionnaires are used to gather the findings of the researchers' study. The population of 576 graduates from Johor Vocational College who studied TVET program in electrical, electronic, construction, welding, and automotive technology between the year 2020 and 2022 is the subject of this study. There was an equal chance of selection for every member in the basic random sampling procedure that we select. Using Craigie and Morgan's study sample determination table, the researcher examined the population size to arrive at a sample size of 234. So let's move to the result and discussion because I only given 30 minutes to do my presentation. So for the result, this investigation seeks to address four research inquiries. Number one, the difficulties in choosing a career for vocational college graduates in the Johor based on factors such as gender, study program, and vocational college. Number two, the suitability of the study program for careers. Number three, the skill level that employers require of KV graduates based on factors such as gender, study program, and vocational college. And lastly, the variation in career challenges, program compatibility, and industry skills that employers require based on factors such as gender, study program, and again, the vocational colleges. The goal of the study is to offer insightful information about the requirements and preferences of KV graduates in Johor. Again, 234 graduates from 6 vocational colleges in the state of Johor to study the primary TVET study programs in electrical technology, electronics technology, welding technology, and automotive technology made up the respondents in this survey. The number and percentage of respondents by gender are displayed in Table 1, that 118 females grades 50.4% make up the bulk of the graduates, while 116 male graduates make up the remainder. For Table 2, show the level of challenges in the career selection of graduates for 5 study programs in the state of Johor. So if you look carefully on item PK11, I do not need to compete with graduates from other educational institutions in getting a job, has the highest strongly disagree frequency score with a mean score of 1.60 and a standard deviation of 0.3735. Next comes item PK4. I am proficient in speaking English, which has a mean score of 1.64 and a standard deviation of 0.668. On the other hand, item PK5, I have skills in the job that I want to pursue, has the highest strongly agree value with a mean score of 2.82 and a standard deviation value of 1.475. In conclusion, the results indicate that the level of challenges in the career selection of graduates for the 5 study programs in the state of Johor is very high, with the mean score of 1.78 and standard deviation of 0.804. Moving on to table 3. So the level of compatibility of studies with the careers of graduates who have worked in their respective fields in the state of Johor is displayed in table 3. If you look on the KS5 item, it mentioned my studies are useful for finding a suitable job after graduation, has the highest strongly disagree frequency score with a mean score of 1.56 and a standard deviation of 0.734. Regarding how well the studies fit into the occupations of graduates who are not very successful in their areas. 2 items on the section were found to share the second highest ranking. Table 3 display item KS6. My studies are useful to fulfill my professional duties now. And item KS11, I was able to use the skills learned during my studies in the same field of work as the second and third most highly ranking questions. Furthermore, the item my qualifications / diploma level corresponds to my current job is the lowest on the KS1 list, with a mean value of 1.86 and a standard deviation of 0.634. The value it is at a high level, even though item KS2 is positioned lower in table 3. In the state of Johor, it is evident that most graduates find it's difficult for them to connect their educational background with high-level professional experience in their respective disciplines. Overall, the result indicate that level of compatibility of studies with the careers of graduates who have worked in their respective field in the state of Johor is very high, with the mean value of 1.68 and standard deviation of 0.730. Next, for the skill levels required by the employers of vocational college graduates for the 5 programs in the state of Johor, referring to table 4. The average mean score is at a very high trend level. The highest strongly disagree frequency score is the K9 item, willingness to question other people's ideas, with a mean value of 1.57 and a standard deviation of 0.745. I'm not sure. Maybe most of the graduates are lack of confidence in asking other people's opinion. Yeah. So the second highest strongly disagree frequency score is K10 item. I have the ability to work under pressure. Also, it shows that they cannot work under pressure, with the mean score of 1.63 and standard deviation of 0.834. Meanwhile, the lowest strongly disagree frequency score is K1 item, that I can master special field knowledge in the subject taken, mean score of 1.88 and a standard deviation of 0.705. KB graduates in the state of Johor remain at a high level of challenge for the skills required by the employers. Moving on to table 5, it reveals the level of graduates' career selection for 5 programs based on the gender in the state of Johor. Most female face a high level of career challenge, with 99 female graduates and 77 male graduates. The high level of career challenge was faced by 26 male and 19 male graduates, followed by 2 male graduates in the middle, 9 male graduates in the low level, and 2 males in the very low level. The level of study compatibility with the careers challenges was higher for women, with 110 female graduates and 95 male graduates. The high level of challenge of career compatibility was found for 9 male and 8 female graduates, while the lowest level was faced by 2 male graduates in the middle, 8 male graduates in the low level, and the remaining 2 males in the very low level. The challenge of level of skills required by employers based on gender in Johor is higher for women than men, with 106 female graduates and 94 male graduates at a very high level. And both female and male graduates have a high training level of 12, while the remaining graduates are at the middle level, 7 male graduates in the low level, and 5 men in the very low level. In conclusion, all male and female graduates in the Johor state face a high level of career selection challenges. So table 6 shows that the majority of electrical technology study programs in Johor have a very high graduates career choice challenge level of 42 graduates, The second highest ranking is the Electronic Technology and Construction Technology program with 40 graduates facing the challenge of choosing a career at a very high level. 2 welding technology program graduates are at a moderate level. The majority of electrical technology programs have a high degree of compatibility with career challenge with 49 graduates, and the second highest ranking is the construction technology program with 48 graduates facing the challenge of reconciling studies with careers based on the program of study at a very high level. The level of skills required by the employer challenge based on the program of study in Johor is highest for electrical technology at 48 graduates. The second highest study program is construction technology with 47, not less than the difference between graduates of the electrical technology study programs, and the majority of the graduates face a challenge in the skills required by employers based on a program of studies in the Johor at a very high level. So completing the descriptive analysis, now let's move on to the inferential statistic analysis. So the non-parametric normality test, the Kolmogorov-Smirnov, is used to determine if the descriptive values are normal or abnormal, and it is displayed in table 7. The significant value is 0.00 for all 3 constructs. Thus, it is possible to conclude that this study's descriptive value is abnormal. So based on table 8, the data analysis revealed that the challenge level of career selection based on gender was significant, and rejecting the hypothesis null, as there was no difference in career selection challenges. The challenge level matching study programs with career based on gender was not significant, accepting the hypothesis, as there was no difference in the matching study programs with the careers based on gender. The skill challenge level required by employers in the industry based on gender was also not significant, and we accept the hypothesis null, as there was no differences in the level of skill challenges required by employers in the industry based on gender. So table 9 uses the Kruskal-Wallis analytical test to show the variations in the study program fit, employers' required abilities, and problems associated with choosing a vocation. The data analysis revealed that the challenge level of career selection based on the study program was not significant, by accepting the hypothesis null, as there was no difference in the career selection challenges. The challenge level matching study programs with career based on program was not significant, and we accept the hypothesis null, as there was no difference in the matching study program with career based on program. The skill challenge level required by employers in the industry based on program was not significant, by accepting the hypothesis null again, as there was no difference in the level of skill challenges required by the employers in the industry based on program. And table 10 presents the variations in the problems associated with choosing a job, the appropriateness of study plans, and the abilities employers want depending on vocational colleges. Based on the KV, the Kruskal-Wallis analysis was performed again to see if there is a significant difference. Since there is a difference in the degree of difficulty in choosing a vocation, the hypothesis is rejected. Okay, indicates a significant difference. And since there is a difference in the degree of obstacles connecting the study programs with a profession based on KV, the hypothesis is also rejected, indicates a significant difference. And lastly, employers in the sector expect different levels of skill difficulties according to KV, therefore indicates a significant difference, that the hypothesis is rejected. So moving to the conclusion, okay? So we have 3 main construct that we focus on. So the data analysis conducted in this study reveals significant variation in the challenge levels of career selection based on gender, while no significant differences were found in the challenge levels of matching study programs with career or the skill challenges required by employer based on gender. And however, when considering study programs, there were no significant differences observed in the challenge levels of career selection, matching study programs with career or the skill challenges required by employers. And lastly, there were no differences in the challenges associated with career choice, study program suitability, and employer expectations across different vocational colleges. And therefore, I thank you for your kind attention. Back to you, Dr. Kiki. Allow me to stop my sharing.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Dr. T, for your interesting presentation. So based on your research, gender is not problem. Is that right, Dr. T?
Basically, there are problems.
Basically,
Students are the graduates are facing challenges every year. They are facing challenges, the career selection, and
career selection.
also not really perform, acquiring all the necessary skills required by the employers. So from the state of Johor, it shows quite sad of the mastering level of the skills required by the industry. So this is the challenges that faced by the graduates. So this is only executed in the state of Johor. We have many states in Malaysia, right? There's a possibility if we conduct this research to other states, we might have different, research findings. But it's always good for us, as a docent, as a researcher,
researcher.
Yeah, to find out the latest trend or findings on whatever that we are research on.
Okay, thank you very much for your presentation, Doctor. Now we move to section Q&A, question and answer. I allow the participant to deliver the question directly or by chat in the chat room. Anyone wants to deliver the question regarding the presentation of Dr. T, the challenge employability challenge in the vocational education graduates? Anyone? You can raise your hand or you directly unmute your speakers to deliver the question. Anyone? Atau bahkan Prof. Nis? Prof. Nis mau mengajukan pertanyaan, Prof. Nis? Interesting result, Prof. Nis?
Okay, let me, Dr. Kiki, let me interrupt. So basically, there are 4 objectives, right? There are 4 objectives of this research. Allow me to conclude the findings. Number 1 is to see the challenges in terms of choosing a career. The second one is the compatibility of the study program, whether it's compatible between the program and the needs by the industry. And number 3 is to find out the challenges on the skill required by the employer. So all 3 main constructs, based on the graduates' responses, they are facing challenges. So we are quite surprised to have these research findings. And the 4th research question basically is on the inferential statistic to check whether there are differences based on the gender, the study program, or the vocational colleges. So there are some, most of the variable, most of the comparison, they are differences, but some are not. So now we are focusing. Now we are focusing on the challenges actually. The 3 main challenges. Number 1 is on the career selection, and the second one is on the compatibility of the program, and the last one is on the skills required by the employers. So unfortunately, it shows that most of the graduates are having challenges on these 3 aspects.
Yes, since the Johor also near to the Singapore.
Yes, exactly.
So the challenges is quite huge. How about that challenge to prepare your graduates in the open era? The Singapore graduates can employ in your university and also in Malaysia, and how you prepare your graduates to face the challenges in Singapore?
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Kiki, for your question. Try to understand your question. Okay, based on the research is on locally, right? So it's in the state of Johor in Malaysia. Your question is across the border already, for international employability. So what I can say is, if we are facing challenges in local, so we'll have more challenges if we go outside. So definitely there are ways for us to overcome these challenges. So I believe there are so many methods or, solution that I can share, some of them. For example, like, to have a very good networking. So you build the professional relationship within your industry throughout the networking events. For example, we can do internship, we can do apprenticeship, we send our students to do their practical. So from there, even though we realize that students having challenges on all three factors, right? But we hope that through the internship, the apprenticeship, the main purpose of an apprenticeship is the mentor will teach the mentee, right? So they will learn, and hopefully it will reduce the challenges faced by the graduates. No matter whether it's locally or internationally. Example, like if the graduates wish to go abroad to Singapore, that is, negara maju, right? So Malaysia is still negara membangun.
Sama
So,
Indonesia juga.
yeah. So, if I can recall, number one is networking. Number two is we
Networking.
can, do internship, apprenticeship, and I will also suggest to have continuing education. So the more you learn, you will equip yourself more, less with, hoping that you will have less challenges to be faced during when you are, seeking a job. Okay. And for me, another very important aspect is the soft skill development, because most of the graduates, they are facing challenges on the soft skill. Sometimes we call it soft skill, sometimes we call it generic skill, such as communication skill. If they are not able to communicate good enough, so cannot convey their ideas through communication effectively, this one also will be a barrier or challenge for them, to select or to be selected by the employer. And the job, furthermore, for job search strategies also play a very important role. So the job search strategies in our university, in my university, we have a career center, alumni. So they have, many strategies helping the students to find a suitable job for them. For example, like the Ministry of Higher Education also, giving so much fund on graduate employability program. Basically is to enhance or to give extra merit or credit to the graduates before they go to the getting their job. Okay. So for me, the job search strategy is also very important. And I believe that UMP also having these challenges,
Yes, these challenges.
especially when preparing
Graduates to
resume.
abroad
When
internationally.
exactly, Dr. Kiki. So when the students graduated, one main important thing is they need to prepare their resume. So the resume must be very good. So because that is the first document that their future employers will look at. So if it's well written, very representative, so the chances to be picked or selected by the employer is higher. So we also need to give a very good skill on preparing the resume for all the graduates. So I believe that I have, shared almost 5 or to 6, ways or strategies to reduce the challenges faced by the graduates. Back to you, Dr. Kiki.
Your advice is quite complete how to overcome the strategies. Prof Nis mau ini Prof Nis? Would you like give some question or discussion?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. T, for your presentation, and I appreciate this. Your research is about career, and your finding is very, very challenging. The first, I would like, if you don't mind, please share your material for us. This is the first question. Okay, you can share it. The second,
Tentang ini,
I read
tantangan yang dihadapi
I read
oleh guru.
some research article. It said the first what they call that the first selection for the ability of the worker. They said the first is the interpersonal skill, and they put they found the professional skill is number 4 in the research. I forget the article, but they said research by Megan Crawford. And how do you think? How do you think about this? Yeah, to compare between the attitude skill and the professional skill for the student. How we guide them to follow the system of the recruitment in the industry, because the first the first opportunity for them is interpersonal skill compared with the professional skill.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Prof.
you.
Lee.
Sure, please.
Sorry, Dr. Kiki, that I overruled you.
Never mind. So the question is interpersonal skill versus attitude skill, yeah, Prof?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about your opinion, Prof. Dr. T,
Thank you very
about these
much, Dr. Kiki.
two important skills?
Yeah, so it's a very good question from Prof. Nis. Okay, I hope that I can answer the question. So the first part of the question is regarding the interpersonal skills. As I mentioned earlier, the soft skills, the generic skills. So normally when we are talking about the interpersonal skills, I will totally agree with you. So this interpersonal skill, for example, like it covers like communication skill, active listening, then you have the empathy when you are doing your job, you have assertiveness, then you have conflict resolution ability or skills. You are able to adapt easily in very tough situation. And another important thing and fall under interpersonal skill is the teamwork. Some people, they are very performs, they can perform individually, but when it comes to teamwork, because we never work alone, normally it's a huge community. We need to have the ability to work in a team as well. So being a leader or being a member of the team, all members will play a very critical roles. So, for example, other interpersonal skills, if I can relate, like emotional intelligence, also a very hot topic. So you need to control your emotional intelligence. Do not easily get, tempered, because with all the tempered, easily get angry, then you won't be happy in the team. And another interesting thing is on the latest that I found out is the non-verbal communication. Even though we have the communication, the verbal one, so the non-verbal communication, for example, sometimes the gesture, it will represent something maybe for you is okay, but for our friends, they feel, this is not good when you have this type of gesture and so on, right?
Gesture.
So to know the interpersonal boundaries is also very important. So for me, for the first part of the question from Prof. Nis, I agree, all these interpersonal skills is very important. So that's why in our syllabus nowadays, even though in the core syllabus, because it's vocational, right? Technical vocational education, we are focusing on the psychomotor part with all the hard skill. But at the same time, we are preparing modules on the soft skill as well. So the soft skill, the interpersonal skills, all the generic skills, you are giving them to the students. So going for the second part of the question that is very tough on the attitude, I will definitely also agree with Prof. Nis. So if you ask me, it's very important. Why? Because as a lecturer, we all know that whatever we teach or whatever we learn, it won't go away from three main domains. The first domain is the cognitive domain on the knowledge, followed by the second domain is the psychomotor domain that we are really looking on, especially we are all the technical and vocational guy. So the psychomotor is on the skill, and lastly on affective domain, that is on the attitude, the feeling, and the ethics, everything, right? So Previously without all this technology, and nowadays we have all the artificial intelligence coming, right? So during my time, when I was still young, small, I'm very old now. Okay, at that time, know all this technology. So in hierarchy, we see that we put first is what we put at the top is the cognitive domain. So because it's very hard for us to get the information, okay, then followed by psychomotor. Lastly, only then we will embed all this attitude, the value, the ethic, to the feelings to the students. But nowadays, because all the information is at our fingertips, right? So in Malaysia, I believe that worldwide, we have already twist the hierarchy of these three domains. We put effective as on the top because nowadays it's very easy for us to retrieve all the information using all the technology and so on, right? So the psychomotor domain still remain at the second place, but now the effective has become on the top place. Why? Because the student be equipped with all the knowledge, the skill, but without proper teaching on the ethics, on the attitude, on the feelings, the student might, the graduates or the future workers might do something harmful to the society or to the human race. For one, I will always, take one example to educate my students. The inventor of bombing. So the inventor of bomb with the initial purpose is to, to break down all the huge stones that block the pathway. But after it has been invented, bad people use it for war purpose, right? So all this value is very important when we want to teach, educate our future generation. So for me, attitude is also very important. So in this case, if you ask me interpersonal and attitude, if you ask me to rank, I will put attitude first. Attitude with the interpersonal will, how to say, secure a better job for the graduates. I hope that I answer Prof. Ni's question. Back to you, Dr. Vicky.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. C.
Thank you, Dr. T.
Any additional question or further question, Prof. Nis, about this interpersonal skills and attitude?
Please give to the other audience, please.
Yeah. How about the other audience? Dr. T has give his opinion about the interpersonal skills and attitude. Dr. T, if he will give the rank, attitude is the first skills.
Yeah.
Compared to the interpersonal. I also agree with Professor Dr. T, because if I teach in classroom, if I have the student do not have any attitude, we already in the class on time, but they are late. That all will impact our mood in the teaching, actually. But as the educator, we should have interpersonal skills and also emotional skills to break down and also to reduce our emotional to the students. How about the audience? Any question or also any opinion? Maybe you don't agree with Dr. T? Oh, no, Doctor. Interpersonal skill is the number one, not the attitude. Pak Soekardi, ada pandangan Pak? Any opinion maybe different from Dr. T? Maybe interpersonal skills is should in the first rank compared to the attitude.
I think, thank you very much. Because Dr. T explore exact journal debate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ada partisipan? Seems other participants agree with Dr. T. Attitude is number first, number one in the rank of the hierarchy.
Dr. Kiki, since there are no questions from the floor, I would like to add some point on the attitude, on the effective domain. Actually, I'm one of the curriculum developer for the Ministry of Education. So,
in Malaysia, Muhi?
Yeah, in Malaysia. So we are being reminded okay, when we are, drafting all the curriculum. So the first thing should cross our mind is the affective domain. So I believe that, Malaysia, we are on the correct pathway on developing latest curriculum based on the needs of the domain. So I'm happy that Malaysia will follow this trend. I'm sure that, worldwidely, other countries are also focusing on this affective domain as well.
How about in UTHM, about the program and also other strategies to create or some program lah to develop these attitude skills, Doctor?
Okay. I believe that from our both faculty, we are focusing on producing future educators. And my faculty of Technical and Vocational Education, we are preparing future educators for vocational colleges, for schools, and so on. So I believe that basically when we are teaching them the pedagogy, micro teaching, and so on, especially in preparing a lesson plan, we all the time we emphasize on the notes part, we force them to write down 5 main elements. So with the strategies, with the technique, with the method, with the teaching aid, with high order thinking skills, and most importantly on the value. So we emphasize, teaching all the students to embed value when you are teaching. Doesn't matter how many, learning outcome has to be achieved by a particular lesson. So the students are required to emphasize on the value. We hope by doing this, the students will know how important is the value to their students. So this is one of the way for us to, to make sure that this domain is not left behind. But if you ask me on document-wise, is it explicitly stated in our curriculum on our syllabus? It's not. Okay, it's not there yet. Okay, but as a faculty of education, as I can see, we are, putting effort on educating the students on the value, on the effective domain. Yeah.
Yeah, especially for our Gen Z,
Yes, exactly.
this generation. The attitude, I feel the attitude is quite different with our era. Is that right, Doctor?
I'll agree with you.
Yeah, that's why we should put more effort in these skills for attitude skills. Thank you, Doctor, for your opinion and also for your answering the question.
Thank you very much.
Any question from the floor? I saw Dr. Adri. Dr. Adri is with us, Doctor? Oh, no. He's already left.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Dr.
I'm
Adri?
sorry, I got problem with my microphone, so that time I just test my microphone. So maybe next time I will have a good question for our presenter. Thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Adri. How about Dr. Sari or any participant?
May I, Dr. Kiki?
Yeah, please.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Dr. T, maybe I have one question. I know that employability skills are the important and crucial skill for the vocational graduate students. So as educators, so what will we do or what will we prepare for students to help them for developing this employability skills?
Very good question, Dr. Sari or Dr. Rizky. We have the same name. I'm Sri Rizky, Sari Rizky, Emma Sari.
We have two Rizky here.
Similar Rizky. Thank you, Dr. Rizky, for Dr. Sari for the question. A very good question. Yeah, Doctor, how about your opinion about This is our job as the educators.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rizky, for your question. So I believe that the question is on how are we able to prepare the students for the employability skills, right? So employability skill basically covers so many skills that we have mentioned already just now, the hard skill, the soft skill, and so on. So through the curriculum, I believe that hard skill will be covered by the core component listed in the curriculum, the syllabus to the graduates, to the students. So this part should be covered, no problem. But other than, besides the hard skill, as we mentioned, talk so much on the soft skill side, what we do, basically, we can do, separate training. For example, we have, special training for the students. We have micro-credential, okay, micro-credential for them to join, for them to choose which other skills that they need to equip themselves before they left the institution, start seeking for a job. So for me, training, such as like micro credential, you have modular approach to teach the students, like, attachment, attachment, or the basic things that we do. So for example, like you do visit the industry, not only visit the industry nowadays we are talking about. So beside you visit the industry, so now we are looking forward more to engagement. The student beside visit, they will do some practical at the site there, so they will gain knowledge and skill at the same time. So I'm not sure whether from UMP, what are other strategies that UMP, especially from Facultas of Technique, that you all take to prepare the students on the employability skill. Maybe Dr. Rizky, you can also share with all the audiences here.
Dr. Rizky?
Yeah, Dr. Tik, which we mentioned that like critical thinking, creative thinking, or is
High-order
the hot,
thinking.
yes, the hot
Hot.
thinking skill. Could we say that this skill are part of the employability skill?
Actually, your study also conducted in our university. The internship, networking, communication skill, hard skills, soft skills, but maybe we should put more effort because this generation is a Gen Z, like that I described before. So yeah, we are in the transition generation to move forward. So we need put effort. Maybe in this time, little by little, they will educate well with this strategy. But maybe based on your literature, doctor, do you have any little strategy to develop these skills, especially these attitude skills?
I think that Gen Z is we have different generation with them, so I think we have give more effort to prepare to help them to for developing this skill.
More effort and also more patient.
Yes, we have different generation with them.
Different generation. We should put more effort and also put more emotion to face them.
Yeah, maybe I can add one more point, because
Mhm.
now we are talking about all these latest generation, right? So compared to our generation, is a big gap. Well, we are doing our best to close the gap. So I can see that the latest generation, the Z generation, and so on, they are very, how to say, more to all these gadgets and so on. That's why nowadays our research are moving from the traditional one to more technology one. For example, like previously we do module. The module is in the hard copy form. So I believe that the latest generation, they are not not preferable for them to to read page by page. So now we are moving towards to all these technology. For example, like we are doing all these e-module, electronic module that are more interactive. So hopefully by clicking have all the video, short video, the audio, interactive web page. So this will attract the students, to learn, to have their interest and to learn more. So now we are really moving, collaborating with lecturers that have expertise in developing website, developing apps, phone apps.
Creative Pak yang nonton Kak TU di
Sorry.
Yeah, I believe that technology plays a very important role nowadays to attract the new generation to study more.
Maybe the point is technology should be a part of the media or the teaching process. Is that right, doctor?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, technology is a part and also cannot be separate from the generation Z or Gen Z. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. T. Maybe one more question, the last question from the audience.
Okay. Miss.
Okay, Mr. Budi, please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. T. I'm no question, but opinion lah. From Dr. T. What Dr. T about Predator Journal, which expenses fee and author you can publish 10 or even hundreds of articles in this post journal in the year, and the connection is about attitude and academic will. They don't pay attention to academic honesty. For 14 purpose publish jurnal di masing-masing autornya. How about Dr. T?
Publication ethic.
Yeah, we all, not we all, I believe that some of the audiences are not docent, right? So for docent, for all the lecturers, the academician, so it's a requirement for us to publish. Okay, so in Malaysia also, like my university with different rank of position, we have certain requirement to publish. For example, like associate professor, we need to publish at least 3 Scopus journals and so on. So based on the requirements, so we have no choice but to publish, right? But when Pak Budi, you mentioned about Predator, you mentioned about the ethic in publishing. For of course, as an academician, we should take good care of the ethic when we are publishing. For example, like when you're submitting one manuscript to one journal, one particular journal, you shouldn't be submitting it to elsewhere. So this is one very common ethic problem that most of the author do, okay, not the correct way. And regarding Predator, so I'm not sure, correct me if I understand the question wrongly. So from my understanding is Predator. So there are so many predators because they know there is a demand from all the academician to publish. So therefore, they are predators. So one way I will suggest all our academicians to avoid predators is you try to check on the particular journal on the trend of publication. Okay, you go to the, even though it's Scopus index, right? Then we never know the next coming issue whether it will be kicked off from the Scopus list or not, right? So how to minimize the chances, being fall into this predators trap. So one of the effective way is to check on their publication record. For example, you visit the Scopus website, click on the particular that journal, go to the publication record. You can see from one issue to another issue. For example, like they publish twice per year. So in the month of June and the month of December. So last year you can see it's very consistently. So about 30 papers per issue. Okay, 30 papers per issue published for the previous 2 issues. Then suddenly this coming issue, so this coming issue, you realize there are hundreds of manuscript. Okay, so last year is like 30 per issue, so this year is like 100, okay, or 1,000 paper per issue. Then you never submit your paper to this type of journal, even though it is indexed by Scopus at that time. Okay, so this is one way to check whether the tendency of that particular journal, is moving to predator or not. Okay, because we also have very, lots of constraint, especially on budget to publish a Scopus is not cheap, right? So, Pak Budi, correct me if I do not answer your question correctly, or if I do not understand your question correctly.
How about that, Pak Budi? Is that Dr. T has answered your question?
Okay,
Predator?
thank you in
Predator.
opinion. But I've read that Gen Z will do whether it tackles become a lecturer on Scopus as the word development. Ibaratnya kalau di Indonesia menghalalkan segala cara, nanti Gen Z ini kalau udah jadi dosen. Okay.
She can do anything for that. Forget the his article published in Scopus. That one is a predator.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. T.
Thank you, Dr.
Pak Budi.
T. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please fill the attendance list. Please fill it correctly, because this name will be appear in your certificate. If you not correct to fill up the attendance list, it may impact to the certificate name. Since the question from Mr. Budi is the last question, actually we have so many questions because this topic is very interesting. The current issue of the challenges, the employability, the graduates. Since we are in the end of the symposium, thank you very much for Dr. T for answering those questions from me, from the Prof. Nis, and also from other audience, and also for the great presentation. And for your information, the participant, this article, Dr. T articles will be published in our current issue in JPTK. The website, the link of the website, you can share in our website. Maybe Mr. Rahmat will share the link of our website, journal website. Please, Mr. Rahmat. Okay, Mr. Mapat already share on the screen our journal. The Dr. T's article will be published in our journal, JPTK journal. So please access our journal, and also if it already accessed, you can chat these articles and also other articles in our journal related to your research. And don't forget to subscribe also our YouTube channel, because the symposium is on the YouTube channel. Any question from the floor regarding our website, our journal website? This is an open access, so it's a free of charge. You can download any article from this journal free. Okay, Dr. T, thank you very much for your contribution in our journal. Here is your certificate. This is just the symbolic awarding the certificate. Your certificate will be sent by your email, and also maybe if you're comfortable, we will also send it by a WhatsApp number.
Sure, no problem, Dr. Kiki. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. This is the official awarding the certificate to Dr. T. And for the participant, your certificate will be sent by your email when you registered in our link. Thank you very much, Dr. T. for your time, and also for other participants for attending this conference or this symposium. We wish that we have another collaboration between UNP and also UTHM, especially Dr. and also our team, Prof. Nis, Dr. Sari, Dr. Rahmat, Pak Budi, and also Pak Sukardi, in a joint research and also collaboration in research and also in the published article. Thank you very much, Dr. T, for
Thank
your
you very much.
kind. Thank you very much for your
Thank you very
kind
much.
attention and also your contribution in our website and our art and our journal. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, Dr. T, see you again.
See you
Thank you,
again,
everybody.
Dr. T.
Thank you
Hopefully,
very
this
much.
symposium
See you
will
in UMP.
see
Yeah.
you in Padang, Dr. T.
You all.
Don't
Thank you very
forget to
much.
contact us. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Dr. T. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much, all. Bye bye. Have a good
Bye-bye,
day.
Dr. T. Have your weekend.
Have a nice weekend.
Nice weekend, Prof. Dr. T. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Nis. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
for Miss.
Thank you, Pak Sukardi. Thank you, Pak Rahmat.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Dr.
Dr.
T.
T. Thank you,
Dr. T.
Dr. T.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye, dokter. Ya, Pak,
Ya.
Pak Prof. Nis.
Ya,
Ya.
Prof. Nis.
Salam to
Prof. J.
salam untuk Prof. Jai.
Prof. J tadi baru lalu dia kirim salam pada Prof. Nis juga.
Oh iya.
Kirim salam. Kirim salam dari kami semua, Dr. T.
Baik, baik, baik. Terima kasih.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
very much.
Hingga ketemu lagi. Bye-bye. Jaga diri elok-elok.
Sama-sama, Prof. T, Dr. T. Jaga diri elo-elo.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We also would like to appreciate all audience for your active participation in this event, and also we apologize if there is any problem and also error in any lacking in our event. Yeah, for the last information, your certificate will be sent to your email. Thank you very much for your kind attention in this symposium. Hopefully, this symposium will be beneficial for everyone and also for each participant. Finally, it's the end our first symposium. Thank you all and see you in the next symposium. Bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. T. Thank you for committee symposium.
Thank you very much, Dokter. Waalaikumsalam.